Every crime has a moment, a single point in time where everything changes, where a normal day becomes a nightmare, where a person becomes a victim, where a suspect becomes a killer. November 8th, 2016, a Tuesday, Columbus, Ohio. 29-year-old nurse practitioner Andrea Simmons finishes her shift at Riverside Methodist Hospital. She calls her fiancé, Marcus, at 6:15 p.m. She says, "Leaving now. Pick up dinner? I'm starving." Marcus says, "See you soon. Love you." Andrea never arrived. Her car was found 2 days later, parked in a grocery store lot, 4 miles from her apartment. The doors were locked. Her purse was on the passenger seat. Her phone was in the center console. The last ping from her phone was at 6:28 p.m. The next morning, her phone pinged again at 7:15 a.m. from a cell tower 30 miles south. Something happened between these hours, and it changed everything. Andrea Simmons was a rising star at Riverside Methodist. She specialized in neonatal intensive care, saving the smallest, most fragile lives. Colleagues described her as fiercely compassionate and unshakable under pressure.
Andrea was the person you wanted in a crisis. Calm, focused. She didn't freeze. She acted. Her fiancé, Marcus Webb, was a firefighter. They had been together for 4 years. They were planning a June wedding. On November 8th, Andrea's shift ended at 6 p.m. She stayed late to finish charting. She left the hospital at 6:12 p.m. Detective Sarah Okonkwo was assigned the case. She requested all available data. The before hours timeline was clear. 6:12 p.m., Andrea leaves hospital. 6:15 p.m., calls Marcus. 6:18 p.m., stops at gas station. 6:22 p.m., phone pings near I-71 North entrance. 6:28 p.m., last phone ping near Morse Road. That 6:28 p.m. ping was the last one for 12 hours. Between 6:28 p.m. and 7:15 a.m. the next morning, Andrea Simmons disappeared from every record. No phone pings, no credit card swipes, no ATM withdrawals, no security camera sightings, no witness accounts. 12 hours and 47 minutes. A void. Detective Okonkwo called it the gap.
In 18 years of investigations, I've seen people try to hide their tracks, but I've never seen a complete disappearance from the grid. Andrea was a modern woman. She used her phone constantly. For 12 hours to have zero activity, someone made that happen. Then, at 7:15 a.m. on November 9th, Andrea's phone pinged again, 30 miles south of Columbus, near a rural area called Canal Winchester. The ping lasted only 3 seconds. Then the phone went dark again, permanently. Detective Okonkwo drove to Canal Winchester. She found fields, barns, a cemetery, but she found something else. A witness, an elderly farmer named Harold Vance. I saw headlights at around 2 a.m. coming down my gravel road. Slow, like someone was looking for something or trying not to be seen. Then they turned around and left. I didn't think anything of it. But now, I wonder.
Detective Okonkwo expanded her search. She requested satellite imagery of the Canal Winchester area from November 8th and 9th. She compared the two. She noticed a white pickup truck parked on Harold Vance's gravel road at 2:13 a.m. on November 9th. The truck was not there on November 8th. Okonkwo traced the license plate. The truck was registered to Derek Cole, age 34, construction worker, no criminal record. But Derek Cole had a connection to Andrea Simmons. His sister's baby was treated in the NICU 3 years ago. Andrea was the primary nurse. Derek sent Andrea a thank you card. Andrea kept it in her desk. When Detective Okonkwo interviewed Derek Cole, he was calm, cooperative. He said he was driving home from a friend's house. He said he didn't know Andrea Simmons. Derek, your truck was on a gravel road at 2 a.m., 30 miles from your home. Can you explain why? I took a wrong turn. I get lost sometimes.
Okonkwo asked for permission to search Derek's truck. He refused. She obtained a warrant. The search warrant was executed on November 12th. Inside Derek Cole's white pickup truck, forensic teams found a single long brown hair, Andrea's DNA. A small blood stain on the passenger seat, Andrea's blood type. A receipt from a gas station in Canal Winchester dated November 9th, 1:47 a.m. A shovel in the bed of the truck, and a photograph of Andrea Simmons tucked into the visor. Derek Cole was arrested on November 13th, charged with kidnapping and first-degree murder. No body had been found. During interrogation, Derek's calm demeanor cracked. I didn't mean to hurt her. I just wanted to talk to her. She saved my nephew's life. I wanted to thank her. Properly. But she screamed. She tried to run. I panicked. Derek confessed to following Andrea. He forced her into his truck. He drove her to Canal Winchester. He showed her the cemetery where his grandmother was buried. She tried to escape. He lost control. Derek led police to a shallow grave behind an abandoned barn. Andrea Simmons had been there for 6 days.
On November 14th, 2016, Andrea Simmons' body was recovered. Cause of death: blunt force trauma to the head. Derek Cole was charged with first-degree murder, kidnapping, and tampering with evidence. In May 2018, he pleaded guilty to all charges. He was sentenced to life in prison without parole. He will never be released. Andrea was a nurse. She saved lives. Derek Cole took hers. But the gap between those hours, the 6:28 p.m. ping and the 7:15 a.m. ping, that gap told the story. Something happened between those hours, and that something changed everything. Marcus Webb never remarried. He became a volunteer for missing persons organizations. He speaks at nursing schools about Andrea's story. He keeps her photo in his firehouse locker. The gap between 6:28 p.m. and 7:15 a.m. was 12 hours and 47 minutes. In that time, a life was taken. A future was erased. A family was broken. Something happened between these hours, and it changed everything. If you see something suspicious on a dark road, on a quiet street, in a parking lot late at night, say something. You might be the witness someone needs. I'm your host. Thank you for watching. And remember, the hours between what you know and what you don't are where the truth hides.